Well, this is very early for me. I'm even usually up at this time, especially on a bloody Sunday. Should really know better to drink caffeinated drinks at late at night. But hey, what you gonna do? Well, what I thought I'd do is just play some American Truck Sim. Something a bit sedate, you know? It always seems bloody loud, that, for some reason. Strangely enough, it's reset itself. I suppose it saves the volume of respective source. So, I played this a little last night and put a bigger engine in my truck. It seemed like it was lagging a bit. Right, I am apparently at Barstow, wherever that is. I've done that. There, I wanted to check actually. Bad habit of accepting jobs and finding out driver is too tired and he hasn't got enough fuel. Yeah, he's very tired. Okay. Well, I'm in the right place then. Another thing I wanted to do is turn up gain a little. So I was sure that I was either getting clutch slip or brake slip. Very weird. Don't know. Wheel is off centre either. It's all my money gone. here already. Count is overdrawn. It won't be in a minute. I've done a job, will it? Think I have got another drive. Quite well. Oh, 8,000 profit. 60,000 profit was me. $20 grand. That should help pay the bills. Quite found a good solution for looking left and right at the moment. So I don't think this game has got like a glance function. It's got a kind of a move. Then you have to recenter the camera, and it's not ideal. I'm on the right side of the road, aren't I? I do wonder sometimes. I think I'm picking up a tanker. I'm trying out some new settings. Maybe unbeknownst to me, my bandwidth might have been raised. Didn't know if I could stream at 1080p 60 frames a second, so we'll see. So I want to be able to keep dropped frames thing clear so I can see if I'm actually doing well. Right, I really suck at reversing things, so. Can't drive in real life, so this is a challenge. Off we go to Arizona. What we need, I think, we need some tunes. I'm gonna escape just in case it went on while I alt-tabbed. Let's put some music on in the background. Don't think that's too intrusive. Got a quite good selection of soundtracks, so this is going to be very varied. I know this video is probably going to be flagged. I don't like the way this game does merging. Even on ETS2 it doesn't, you don't merge. But no, actually you do merge like that on ETS2. But that's not how you do it in real life, in the UK at least. It's cruise control. I did 900. Gonna need a fuel stop. Sure what this tune is. What I'm trying to do is cut down on the sugary foods, but more like sugary drinks. I do tend to binge on them at certain points. So in a day I've drunk 2 litres of Dr. Pepper. It's not good for you. Find alternatives, but sometimes just the way my body is, it needs a pick me up. That obnoxious, didn't they? It's like my bloody alarm clock was going off. This tune is apparently from Beetlejuice, a film I've recently actually watched. Very strange film. Sure, the point of the way stations really. I suppose I had to add some sort of gameplay in there, but oh, I didn't know the switches in the cockpit moved. I did have this bright idea of actually going to a scrapyard and getting a dashboard from either a car or a truck to kind of put over the top of wheel and not that good at building things, so that probably would have been a bad idea, but I kind of thought, well, if I'm kind of preparing myself for VR in the future, there's no point having kind of things that are visible because you'll be behind the headset after that. But I definitely need to get a checking my speed there. Definitely need to get a set of wheel and some pedals, because pedals are now on the blink. It would be cool as well because I'll be able to get the thrustmaster wheel is actually removable. Its base, so that makes things a little easier. Didn't actually notice that my mirror in the front there would actually show me cars alongside. What do they call those mirrors? I know they're kind of like a blind spot, and the number plate is kind of in the way of them, so I might have to take the nameplate off. Let's pull in and get some fuel. Never actually seen a car pull into the station. ET. Like a bit of ET. See the sunset in the background now. Coming off the next exit anyway. Take a chance. I guess this is a 2-lane, is it? Is it a 1-lane? great scenery. Hello. I think this is we're heading into Arizona. By the look of the map, I don't think I've actually been here before. This is part of the DLC, I think. I've still got to get the... At least I thought I needed to get the heavy goods DLC for both truck sims, but don't know if that'll add anything for me, because if it's anything to do with double trailers, I don't even want to touch them. I can barely park one trailer, let alone two. What is what account? Steam account? I don't do multiplayer of these. I've always thought that multiplayer is... it's all well and good, but without there being traffic. Son of a bitch. Without there being traffic, it just feels like it's the apocalypse. And the only thing that are left is trucks. So it's a very lonely experience. I know they've added cars, or they've added cars which the admins drive around in, I think. But I haven't touched the multiplayer because they require you to have all the DLC, and I don't think I have. Anyhow. Just going over the railway. Ding 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 ding. Here's my name. Steam name. In the chat, won't I? Billy. Oh, I was expecting a bump there for some reason. I mean, 24 kilometers an hour. What's the speed limit? You're gonna laugh, aren't you? This truck can barely go that slow. Screw it. Get caught, I'll get caught. Don't know why this stretch of road would be that slow. That's like 15 miles an hour. Something like that. Would there be a speed limit that low? I don't know. I don't know. Well, if I'm going so fast, I'm unlikely to be caught by a police car, aren't I? Turn my lights up, there we go. I might like to have a button box or something so I could turn lights on and off on like a fake dash, but probably as far as I would go. I've seen some of the pictures that some people have posted on the I think it's the forums, or maybe they shared them on their Facebook pages and things. People that have set up pretty much a truck chassis, which is very cool. Can't turn that way anyway, so go. And it always seemed to me that have I got mail? Okay, whatever. It always seemed to me that for a game that's dealing with huge vehicles, they give you the thinnest roads and the stupid merge lanes, which you normally merge at speed. You don't wait on the slip road of a motorway, do you? Stand an achievement. Powell's Trail. Don't know what that is. And it says I've only covered 8%. 8% of the map. I haven't, yeah, I got a friend request I saw at the bottom left hand corner. I'll accept it later on. What was I saying? That noise. Horrible. Don't need to pull in, thankfully. I normally expect that if you're running on cruise control, you'll get some kind of relief with the using less fuel. So I'd normally just have my foot down the whole way. And I think it's the brakes that would take it out of cruise control, and they seem to be a bit glitchy, so they'll ever so often kind of flicker on and it will turn the cruise control off, which is very annoying. I haven't got the cruise control set to a button yet, so it's the keyboard. For some reason it wouldn't let me set some of my keyboard controls earlier, last night. Can't remember what truck the other guy's got. I've got one member of staff at the moment. He's only earning £6,000 a day. Useless. I think I misunderstood when I started this save. I misunderstood the starting position. I just accepted where I wanted to be, and my home base is a place called Earthet, I think, something like that. I wanted it to be somewhere else, really. It's going to be a long while until I can afford another garage. Look at the money I've got. Not a lot. Now actually, because this is a different game. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. didn't mean to do that either. Meant to press pause. There we go. So the webcam is over the top. Right. Nope. Suppose if it's top left, maybe it'd be right. Don't need to see in my mirrors, do you? Next exit. Waving all over the road. Tiny little slip road, it just... Cheers for that. Is it taking me down here? Peculiar. Didn't ask it to come down here. How that cop saw I was speeding when he was on the motorway and I wasn't. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. I've always wondered why they have these fake, like, do not go past this point. You know, it should be at least keeping with the theme. We're having a road closed or something, you know, make it interesting. Although I did hear that the devs with an update closed part of California because it was actually closed in real life because of fires that are going on in the US at the moment, I think. So am I following a cop? What I've tried to do with the wheel is actually tighten it up a bit because it feels too light. It doesn't actually feel like you've got hold of a big piece of machinery. So I don't know how to. Turned up the centering in the force feedback settings, but don't seem to have done anything. Have it off in the profiler settings. Feedback I am getting is from the little rumble strips on the white lines. Suddenly when you go over a tiny bump in the road and the wheel gets snatched out your hands for some unknown reason. Don't understand that. I'm not sure if I got a Thrustmaster wheel whether the force feedback be any different in this game. Whether they actually cater for wheels that have got more fidelity with it. Not sure. Oh, I turned my bloody cruise control off again. I'll have to see today if I've got any marking to do. I always leave it to Sunday night. Always. Far too many other things that I'd rather be doing rather than marking. creating coursework or found Phoenix. It's a song from the Blade soundtrack. It's like Spaghetti Junction, that one. Ooh, I nearly clipped those things. They've increased the scale of this game recently, because it was smaller than ETS2 before. Still not the same as ETS2, but it's a larger country now. I've been tempted to make my own map, or part of a map, try and make it as full as possible, because it seems a bit samey really. Feels so slow. Town like this. I haven't touched ETS2 since my save file corrupted. Got in a bit of a mess with what DLC I'd added, and it wouldn't let me load my save again. I backed up. It's a pity because I got quite far. My truck looked awesome as well. Oh, oh. There's a police bike on the pavement. Probably go turn right on a red, can't you? Draw the road rules. Oh, you obviously can. The first load I took last night must have been huge, because I got stuck on a hill and I could barely pull it up. I managed to buy a new engine with this for this delivery. Cleared out my bank account to do it. It's going to be a while until I actually am able to afford anything else. Different garage or more staff or another truck. I think I gave the other bloke a Peterbilt, if that's how you pronounce it, Peterbilt. Is that full beam? Must be. Okay. I'm actually surprised, I haven't actually dropped any frames yet. I'm broadcasting a higher bit rate than I've ever done before. A bigger resolution. Not sure whether it will suddenly not handle it if I play something which is a bit more fast on screen. When I was streaming straight through from my PS4, that seemed to do 1080 and 60 frames a second straight off the bat, so maybe my internet company didn't say I'd had an increase in speed. Pretty well timed, this piece of music. Although I'm not in California anymore. I was shocked when I installed the Pro Mods version in ETS2. I looked at the map and it had my hometown on it in England, and I was like, it's a bit weird. Why would they build my hometown? It's a tiny place. Might have been just a little trick. I remember the first ETS. Played a demo of that way back, and you could go to, you know, from London to the middle of France in about 10 minutes. Stupid. Scaling on it was way too small. Never sure whether to go in that lane or not. It always just turns into a slip road. I've only once booted up the game with the map making tools. Thanks, fire, Willie. Willie's obviously been streaming into the night. Dharma 3. It's quite funny because I'll watch his stream before bed, and then I'll wake up in the morning and he's still there. This must be a different kind of cruise control, because I always thought if you pressed any pedal it would actually take it off of cruise control, but see, accelerator keeps cruise control running. See, slip roads are stupid. It'll just go back down. I think you can actually nudge it up, or am I thinking about a real car? A real car that's got cruise control can actually... Is it called? No, it's not adaptive cruise control. Oh, one thing I was doing the other day, I was cutting up some of my Twitch highlights, and I was actually reviewing one of my WWE highlights. And when I was playing the career mode in WWE, they had, I think it's probably people on your friends list that play the game as well. They can actually interact in your universe. Where was that bump? And I was playing randomly one day, and then suddenly Fire Willie's character popped up and whacked me with a chair, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I got a good highlight of that, and he actually ended up being interactive in my WWE universe, and that was quite funny. I've not got, well, I've not played WWE since WWE. Yeah, out of nowhere, It was literally, my character was looking towards the stage and came out from under the ring and whacked me on the back of the head with your chair. I can't remember what happened with I think I ended up taking you on at the pay-per-view. I think it was SummerSlam. But I can't remember how that ended. I think that was quite close, if I remember rightly. I don't know if it was like a special stipulation match, but I had to wait ages because the general manager wouldn't put me in a revenge match until we went to the pay-per-view. It made things a bit interesting, but I don't have too much confidence in what they're. I can't remember who makes it now. 2K Games, isn't it? I think. Don't have much confidence in their last two installments. Even 2K18, they seem to make the characters look ugly as sin. You know, they'll be posting pictures on Facebook about you know, superstars' birthdays and things, and have a screenshot of them in game, and you just look at them and go, that looks nothing like them. I thought you'd laser scan their heads so that it would be accurate. And I remember for 2K15, all of the women wrestlers, they're in real life they're beautiful women. Not in the game, they were like horses, horse faces. They were horrible. So they need to take some tips from Naughty Dog or the people that made Horizon Zero Dawn, because damn it, they can't model faces. Well, I suppose it's not as bad as Friday the 13th, but it's still bad. But I want to like those games, I really do. 2K15, I think it was the first time on the PC for quite some time, and the port was just. I ended up. It's another one of my highlights where I was in the. I think I was in it was either the Royal Rumble or I was in a 6-man tag or something like. And having that many characters on screen, my game would slow down to a slideshow, and you would be kind of doing moves in slow motion. It was pathetic. I don't know if it obviously ran any better on the console, but I don't know. And again, when they're doing the 2K18 now, they've divided it up so much into DLC packs that I'd rather wait for the Game of the Year edition where it includes everything, and rather not have, oh, you want one superstar, oh, that'd be 15 quid please. I have heard that they're doing something a little different, but not drastically different to what they've done before. But there just isn't any competition. There's nothing significant apart from like Fire Pro Wrestling, which isn't really, because that's a 2D game. And then there's some early access games. One's called Pro Wrestling X, which they mean well. Their game is, you know, adult orientated wrestling, so it doesn't have the family friendly style. But their animator, he does all of his moves manually, and they don't animate them very well as far as I'm concerned. You know, they turn their nose up when people say, you know, why don't you try and do some motion capture? Because motion capture gets all the little nuances of all the manoeuvres and things, but it's just the characters just look stiff as a board. But they all have like scaffold matches and fire on the tables and stuff like that, so the adult orientated wrestling. And then there's, I think a wrestling game that's been ported from tablets or something, so it doesn't look that great on a PC. You know, you get the 3D models look like they from the 80s, not 80s, the 2000s. The characters are made up of about 20 polygons or something. I just wish I was talented enough to try and make a game. Hey Zach, how you doing? Running at 23k. I timed that well with the sleeping then. Slept before I started this mission. Mission? What am I talking about? Who's that? Tony Uncle. Thanks for following. That's awesome. And I'm hoping I've got some bot commands which should add the names to a text file. I'm hoping it actually works. I'm from England, can't you tell? Not from Australia. See what my trailer is. Right. Another achievement for something. Right, let's go for middle one. Yeah, the middle one. This is the bit that I really suck at. I never got it in there first time. Never remember which way round I've got to go. That way, yeah. Gonna give me a gimme. Oh, it's near enough. It's near enough. It's close enough. Oh, wrong way. Look at that. I don't think you have to do this in real life, you know. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. I just got not going back far enough. These are times when I wish I had VR, because it might be a damn sight easier. Ah, there we go. Should pay off a bit of debt. Need level 14. Any guesses what the music's from? If you can hear it, I think I might have it too quiet. No, it is registering. So I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna go up there and have a kip. Might as well actually fill it up while we're there. make the dropping off places so bloody pokey. I think they improved what's going on with my wheel. Gee. They improved that with the Pro Mods add-ons. They made the drop off areas a bit more varied. I'm sure it shouldn't rain. I've just noted a spelling mistake in my bot commands. Don't enjoy the stream. Enjoy stream. I've been doing a lot of streaming, more than usual at the moment. Many of the streams I cut up into kind of manageable chunks, put them on YouTube, and I've actually got more videos scheduled, one to release per day, than I ever have done before. It's kind of cool. I think I've dated them up to about the start of August now. But there's things like when I'm playing The Witcher and things like that, there's no real way to chop them up into 10-minute chunks, because you don't do an awful lot in 10 minutes. At least I don't anyway. Bumble about on the map. How many parts have I got so far? I was up to 15 parts of The Witcher. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and I'm not nowhere near completing it, I don't think. I think you go in this side, don't you? Yeah, got it right for one. Let's fill her up. Might as well. No suggestions on what the music is? What film is it from? I'll let you off if you can actually tell me the franchise rather than the exact film. Now I actually saw this, well, not this particular film performed live, but I saw Hans Zimmer performing something very much like it. Absolutely awesome. Best concert I've ever been to. I guess I'll be taking one of those then. Is that just because I'm out here? Might be. See if there's anything a bit more varied. Oh, we're going up this time. Let's go up. Carrying tyres. It seems to. But how if I start the engine? Right. Everyone else has disappeared. Whilst I was sleeping in the cab. It's the wrong way around, who cares? See, what I'd like to be able to do at a certain point is, if I'm going to go full virtual reality, I want to be able to jump on when they've got their hand tracking working, and have it so that I have something at the side of me which would simulate where the window frame of a truck could be. Oh, wait. And so I'd be able to kind of put my elbow out and it actually hitting a physical object. This truck, I think it's because I've got such a long wheelbase truck that it doesn't really like this unless I get it bang on, I think. So I'm next to it. Oh, that's why. Oh, it has to be. Does it have to be really bang on the money then? Yeah, I need to take my name label off. There is a. Don't like those mirrors now from the outside. There is a streamer that I follow that has some add-ons in the cab. He's like got a can of Iron Brew and he's got a passenger in the passenger seat. I haven't loaded many workshop add-ons. I'm kind of too scared of corrupting my save. Right, give you 3 guesses to what this tune is from, or what film this tune is from. Now, I had this big idea of wanting a simulator world, right? So the truck sims would work together with the construction sim, which will work together with the train sims, and you'll be kind of working in the same persistent open world. So if you were like interested in construction, you could be putting together things, but you need raw materials that the trucks would send back and forth. The same as the trains as well. You'd have cargo that would push back and forth. It's ambitious, but I know someone somewhere will be able to do it. Now that kind of Unity 5 and UE4, Unreal Engine 4 is kind of commonplace for everybody now. I know I definitely couldn't do it because I just don't have the brain power or the patience. It's just probably I'll be able to kind of borrow some models from here and there and get them to plonk in game, but I wouldn't be able to do any of the programming. It's something I can't do, unfortunately. Did it at college and it was the worst part of my course. Prefer being an artist. So 7 hours, 16 hours to go. Next rest stop in 13. Yeah, that's alright. I think they're supposed to be doing some more DLC for the American Truck Sim. So I think they've only released Arizona so far. I'm sure there was another one. Oh, Nevada was another, wasn't it? because they were teasing Area 51. So another kind of deserty place, which is not really a whole lot different to what this is. But I think I'll have to get stuck into Euro Truck Sim 2 again. It'd be funky if those two games could actually link up. I don't know whether you would actually use a truck to go on board a ship and go across the Atlantic, you know, to the UK or to Europe from the US, but it would be quite funky. I tried to load one of the mods off Workshop, which actually put the Euro Truck Sim trucks into American Truck Sim, but it seemed to crash my game when I tried it. Can't remember what the truck. I think I had a Volvo. I like the look of the Volvo, and had all like the special light bars and grills on the front and nice paint job. And then my save corrupted because of DLC and Workshop mods. Hey ho. I don't know why I'm using euros, it should be pounds. Basically an American, an Englishman in America. There's one thing I don't really get from this game as well, is the sense of speed. Because 100 kilometers an hour is quite fast, but you just don't feel like you're going that fast at all. You know, this game runs pretty well for me. I haven't got everything turned up to full, but it's generally not too bad. Seems to be streaming okay, I think. Not sure if I'm actually pushing 60 frames a second, but I had planned to spend some of my money on a swanky graphics card. The graphics card kind of cost the price of how much I pay for this new PC. I thought, well, would I actually make use of it? I've never been kind of ahead of the curve with PC technology. I'm always only getting it when it's kind of gone out of fashion type thing. But, I think there's actually an add-on, or a couple of add-ons, which turn... We're just going to come straight out then. That turn on the real advertising and stuff. Maybe I installed that in ETS2. Can't remember. I get mixed up between the two now. Turn my lights on. Okay. I remember the first time I tried ETS2, or one of the first times. I missed my exit on one of the slip roads, and I ended up having to go all the way down one side of the country just to be able to turn back. God, that took a while to stop. It's going uphill as well. I always take the corners wider than I need to as well. There's one thing that this doesn't seem to... They didn't seem to still give you too many reroutes. It is just one route from one town to the other. There isn't kind of too many branches. Makes it kind of feel a bit forced and unrealistic. Want to be able to cut through. So I suppose Post Ed is actually supposed to be FedEx. Know it, but the speed limit in my town where I am is supposed to be 30 miles an hour. Speed there, go through the town is not 30 miles an hour. It doesn't sound like it. I'm actually going to see the composer of this tune in concert in November. It's at the Royal Albert Hall, and I have a thing at the moment where I want to kind of make the most of seeing people that I haven't seen in concert before they pop their clogs. Can't remember how you pronounce his name. It's Michael Giancino or something. Giancino. I don't know. It's the chap that's done the soundtrack for the Lost TV series and things. Also, the same month, I'm going to go see a tribute concert to John Williams, who passed away last year, I think. So he was the guy that did Jurassic Park and stuff like that. And then there's one more. What's the other one? It's John Williams. Michael and someone else, but I can't remember off the top of my head who it is. I know they're in the space of 2 months, so October, November time. All at the Royal Albert Hall, and I think I've got very similar seats to all three, within like one row of each other. What one is now? I don't know. Should be a fun night as long as I don't have to leave the encores going on. Normally have to leave for these things because of my last train home and stuff. Really, you know. I had to miss a couple of encores concerts that I've gone to. You know, they're playing the last song as I had to kind of my way out just to catch the last train. Hey ho. It's always quite amusing when I've got, or when I've done a stream and then YouTube basically goes through the footage and tries to match tunes to what I've got playing. And when I played Mafia 3, you know, there's radio music playing all the time. And I had a bit of a dispute with them. They picked up all the tunes that were off the Mafia 3 soundtrack, and they actually played in game. There's not really much I could have done about it. But the one tune that they flagged up, which blocked the video from the world, which was a Jimi Hendrix track called the Watchtower, I think. And I said to them, well, this is the menu music, I can't do anything about it. They still wouldn't release the video. It was basically, all the other ones were, yeah, you're not going to be able to monetize the video, even though I don't earn any money off the videos anyway. But just because one track matched, and this record label is obviously very very strict having any of their music on YouTube videos. No matter if that's what I don't get about the YouTube content ID system is a person could have made video content completely their own creation, but then someone could lay claim to the audio if they'd made used a commercial track with it, and then stop you earning money from that video at all. It's as if the video content didn't exist. So the artist, you would hope, or the label, whoever, earns money off your video, but you can't earn anything off the video content from it. That makes sense. I know you'd actually have to, have lots of people click on your ads to make ad revenue, important. Or at least be, enough to cover your expenses. Heard it's not great. That's why people went to Patreon and things like that. I have myself. I set up a Patreon, but I don't really monitor it. I don't plan on doing this for a living. Play games and I stream just because I enjoy it. I want to make profit from it. People want to watch me make a fool of myself while I'm driving a truck, then so be it. You still get the feeling that you could take most of these corners completely flat out and nothing bad will happen. I've always fancied that if the people or the developer that made the Spin Tires game, which is, in all honesty, the physics of that is top notch, just the dynamics of the truck and all the deformable and moving parts to it are great. Really feel that the truck has a bit of weight to it. Now if the developer could actually work on a game like this, that would be cool. But I have heard that game is actually in trouble. The developer kind of said, oh, we're going to have an update. That was in February this year or something. Haven't heard from them since. And then the Russian developer has gone his own way from the publisher now. I think there's been disagreements and things, and he's basically making his game he wanted to make, I think, going out on it solo, which in some ways without a publisher is what they're doing now. They don't really want someone taking their cut because they can promote themselves. Same with music. Be your own publisher nowadays. Things like Bandcamp, things. And obviously the opportunity for making a game on Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever entirely possible. Just noticed I got 16 grand. Is that minus 16 grand? That must mean that my driver, my other truck, must be actually doing well. I haven't earned any money yet. What I'm planning on doing next month, I think is the 24th of August, is I'm going to do a stream. I think it's supposed to be either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to do a stream for the Train Sim World DLC that's going to come out on that date. And it's the first UK DLC they've done since they released the first game. The first installment of the game, rather, which had the American trains in them. So I'll do a release stream for that. That should be cool. 3 trains to play with that, and all swanky and new. It's even got a passenger mode as well. You can get on the train yourself and let someone else drive. Quite funny. Where would it be without cruise control? Guess it's pizza for dinner tonight. As usual. Yeah, I could never do this as a profession, because I suppose it's because I've not had too much sleep either, but I seem to become sleepy whenever there's like a drone kind of sound. Engine or something like that. What happened when I did when I did my 24-hour stream, and I had the idea to either play Train Sim at a certain point, or in the GTA 5 map I was going to walk the entire distance, go from one end of it to the other, and I just I think I lasted about 15 minutes and I just couldn't go any further. I was kind of nodding off at the keys. I needed to do something a bit more active. Oh. A bit like Las Vegas or something. Don't know if Show Low is a real place or not. It's one thing the towns don't seem to have. I don't know if this is a US thing. I don't know if it's actually accurate, but they just seem to be right angled corners wherever you go. And hardly any elevation when you get to the town. I don't know if that's realistic or not. Going in there. Let's try. This could all end in tears, but we're going to give it a shot. I didn't know the trucks had diff lock now. It's a wall. Right. Can't see behind me. I know this is cheating, but... Oh, I could have gone in a completely different way. So this is when I'd like to be able to have my hand on the window and be looking outside. Tend to overcompensate. It's pretty much perfect, I thought. Level 14. Bonus. Let's have Right, let's see. Bed there. There, can I instead? Two birds in one stone. Turn left, perhaps. Can we go out there? Let's go right. This is the right way. Turn left. Red signal. It's my alarm clock. Beach. That'll teach me from eating biscuits at the wheel. This guy going so slow. Ooh. 77. Bumps in the desert. Well, if I ran off the track, I wouldn't be able to get back on. Track? Run off the road? Too used to playing racing games. Run off the track, honestly. Didn't realise it was this big. That. Don't hit the police car. What's feedback on the rails has almost felt a bit strange. So it has. go in the right side of the garage. I never usually get it right. Go. Good, good. Good, good, good. Right. I think that's enough for me for now. Gonna go catch up on some videos and things. Don't know if I'll be on later because I'm slightly tired. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I shall see you later, I guess. Sometime in the week. But have fun, everybody. See you later.
They don't make things like that anymore.